Have you ever noticed the world slowly fading? That the text on your phone seems to be retreating, the road signs at dusk becoming just a little softer, a little less certain.
For Pamela, it didn't begin with a dramatic announcement. It began with the quiet theft of a Sunday morning. The weight of her favorite novel felt the same in her hands, the worn leather cover familiar and comforting. But the words had started to swim. She'd find herself moving the book closer, then further away. A frustrating dance that left her feeling foolish and disconnected from the worlds she so loved to visit. This wasn't just difficulty reading. It was a lock being placed on a door to a cherished part of her soul. Her vision was betraying her. Pamela had always been the one who saw things, not just with her eyes, but with her heart. She was the one her husband, David, relied on to spot the first robin of spring from the kitchen window. She was the one her grandchildren would run to, holding up a caterpillar or a strange-looking rock, knowing Grandma would see every tiny detail they did. Her sharp vision was woven into the fabric of who she was: observant, present, the anchor of her family's visual world. But now, that identity was being unstitched, thread by painful thread. The faces of her grandchildren across the dinner table were becoming soft focus paintings instead of sharp, knowable portraits. Driving at night, a once simple errand, now felt like navigating through a watercolored world where the edges of reality bled into a haze of light and shadow. Each day presented a new erosion, a recipe misread, a friendly face not recognized from across the street until it was too late to wave. The quiet embarrassment of asking her son to read the instructions on a new medication bottle. These weren't tragedies, not in the grand scheme of things, but they were 1,000 tiny paper cuts to her independence, to her sense of self. Each one was a reminder of a slow, creeping dependency she had never imagined for herself. One evening, alone in the quiet of the living room, a single, devastating thought surfaced, clear and sharp in a way nothing else seemed to be anymore. Will there come a day, she thought, when I can only remember their faces, but no longer truly see them? It was the deepest fear she held, that the most precious images of her life would become locked away in memory, inaccessible in the here and now. But in that moment of quiet despair, something else stirred. Her gaze fell upon the old family clock on the mantel. It had been her father's. He had meticulously cared for it, winding it, oiling its tiny, intricate gears, convinced that with the right care, it could run forever. He never just accepted that things had to break down. He believed in maintenance. He believed in intention. And a new thought, quiet but defiant, took root. What if my eyes aren't just failing? What if they're just neglected? The journey wasn't instantaneous. It was a practice, a daily ritual of gentle exercises, of mindful eating, of understanding that her eyes were not isolated islands, but part of the entire landscape of her body. Weeks turned into months. The Sunday novel returned to its place in her hands, the words staying put, crisp and clear. The faces of her family sharpened back into focus, every loving wrinkle and mischievous sparkle hers to cherish again. She wasn't just seeing the world again, she was rejoining it, with a clarity and a gratitude she had never known before.
Pamela's journey from a world growing dim to one of renewed clarity is a powerful reminder. So many of us have been told the same story, that fading vision is just a normal, unavoidable part of aging. You go to the doctor, you walk out with a stronger prescription, and you accept it. But what if that's not the whole story? What if, like the intricate gears of that old clock, our visual system isn't just destined to fail, but is actually waiting for the right kind of care and attention to thrive? Today we're going to explore the science and the simple daily practices that can support your vision at its very foundation. We'll look at why your eyesight is connected to everything from your spine to your stress levels. We're going to uncover 5 powerful secrets, 5 distinct strategies that go far beyond what you're normally told. And you absolutely must stay with me until the end, because our final secret, the one we've saved for last, is a surprisingly simple 2-second action that can trigger a profound calming reflex in your nervous system, leading to instantly sharper focus. It's a game changer. If you're ready to take control of your eye health, make sure you subscribe and click that little bell, so you never miss out on vital information like this. Now, a quick important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your regimen. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge for that conversation. Let's begin. Our foundational pillar, fueling your vision from within. Let's start with a question. When you think about caring for your eyes, does your mind immediately jump to what's on your dinner plate? For most people, the answer is no. We think of eye drops, screen filters, and reading glasses. The conflict here is a major disconnect. We readily accept that what we eat builds our bones, fuels our muscles, and protects our heart. Yet, we often treat our eyes as if they exist in a vacuum, separate from the rest of our biology. The reality is, the delicate, high-performance tissues in your eyes are incredibly hungry for specific nutrients, and a deficiency can lead to a slow, steady decline in their function. Many people think that as long as they eat a generally healthy diet, they're covered. You might even take a generic multivitamin and believe you're doing everything you need to. But the eyes have very specific and very high demands. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your eyes are like a world-class professional photography studio. This studio needs highly specialized equipment to capture crisp, vibrant, high-definition images. The problem is that a standard diet is like trying to run this advanced studio with generic, off-the-shelf camera parts. It might work for a while, but you'll never get the brilliant clarity it's capable of. And over time, the sensitive equipment will start to wear down and malfunction. Therefore, providing your body with targeted, eye-specific nutrients is like upgrading that studio with the finest German lenses and the most advanced image sensors. Suddenly, the potential for brilliant, sharp, and lasting clarity is unlocked. The solution is to intentionally stock your pantry with these premium parts. We're talking about specific antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. These are your eye's internal sunglasses, found in foods like egg yolks, leafy greens like spinach and kale, and bell peppers. They help protect the macula, the most precious receptor-dense part of your retina, and even help filter out damaging blue light from screens. Next are omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA. This isn't just helpful, it's structural. DHA makes up a staggering 50–60% of the mass of your retina. Fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel are the richest sources. Think of DHA as the very bricks and mortar used to build and maintain the walls of that photography studio. Without it, the structure weakens. We also need vitamin A, but not just any form. Foods like beef liver and cod liver oil provide the preformed active version of vitamin A, which is critical for the health of both the cornea and the retina. While you can get beta-carotene from carrots, the body has to convert it, and getting the preformed version is far more potent. Finally, there's zinc found in pumpkin seeds and lamb. Zinc is the master technician. It's essential for allowing vitamin A to actually do its job, and it plays a huge role in supporting our night vision. Eating for your eyes isn't about a restrictive diet. It's about a strategic upgrade. The effortless habit, the 20-second reset for lasting clarity. Now let's talk about the modern world. We spend hours a day staring at things up close. Computers, phones, books. Have you ever finished a long session of work or reading and looked up, only to find the world beyond your desk is a blurry mess for a few moments? That's eye strain, and it's a modern epidemic. The conflict is that our eyes were designed for a dynamic world of near and far vision, scanning the horizon for predators, then looking down at the path ahead. They were not designed to be locked in a fixed, close-up position for 8 hours straight. This constant strain fatigues the tiny muscles inside your eyes, specifically the ciliary muscle, which is responsible for changing the shape of your lens to focus. Many people assume this fatigue is just a temporary annoyance. You rub your eyes, blink a few times, and carry on. But over months and years, this chronic fatigue can lead to a lasting decline in your focusing ability. It's like forcing a muscle in your arm to hold a heavy weight all day long without a break. Eventually, that muscle will weaken and lose its flexibility. To understand the solution, let's think of your focusing muscles not as weightlifters, but as marathon runners. A marathon runner doesn't sprint the entire 26 miles. That would lead to burnout and failure. Instead, they find a sustainable pace and take strategic small breaks for water and recovery along the way. These small breaks are what allow them to endure for the entire race. Therefore, the key to avoiding long-term eye fatigue isn't one long break at the end of the day. It's incorporating tiny, frequent sips of water for your eyes throughout the day. This brings us to one of the most practical health secrets you can adopt, the 20-20-20 rule. It's beautifully simple. Every 20 minutes you look at something more than 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. That's it. When you look at something far away, that ciliary muscle inside your eye gets to relax completely. The lens flattens, it's a full reset. By doing this every 20 minutes, you are consistently breaking the cycle of strain before it can accumulate and cause lasting fatigue. Set a timer on your phone or computer. When it goes off, simply look out a window at a distant tree, a building across the street or the horizon. Let your eyes relax into that distance. This single, effortless habit gives your eye muscles the regular, gentle breaks they need to perform optimally all day long, preserving their strength and endurance for the years to come. The surprising connection: unlocking your eyes by freeing your spine. Here is an idea that might seem strange at first. The posture of your upper back and the freedom of movement in your neck can directly impact how clearly you see. It seems unrelated, right? The problem is that we tend to think of the body in isolated parts. If we have a vision problem, we focus only on the eyeballs. If we have neck pain, we focus only on the neck. But your body is a deeply interconnected system. The nerves and blood vessels that feed, power, and control your eyes don't just magically appear. They travel up through the tight, crowded corridor of your neck and upper spine. Chronic poor posture, the kind we all develop from hunching over desks and phones, creates tension and restrictions in this critical area. This can compromise blood flow and disrupt the nerve signals that are essential for vision. Let's use a clear analogy here. Imagine the nerves connecting your brain to your eyes are like a high-speed fiber optic internet cable. Your brain is the main server, and your eyes are the high-definition monitors. The problem is that this crucial cable has to run through your neck. When your neck and upper back are tight and misaligned, it's like putting a sharp kink in that fiber optic cable. The signal can still get through, but it might be slower, weaker, or distorted. You get visual static. Therefore, performing gentle mobilizations for your neck and back is like carefully straightening out that kink in the cable. You are restoring the full, uninterrupted flow of data and energy, allowing your brain and eyes to communicate with perfect clarity. This is why our third crucial secret is incorporating neck and upper back mobilizations. These don't have to be intense. Start with slow, gentle head rotations. Turn your head to look over one shoulder, then slowly to the other. Do the same with gentle head tilts, bringing your ear toward your shoulder. Shoulder rolls, lifting your shoulders up, back, and down, can release tremendous tension in the upper back. Now here's a variation that powerfully links this to your vision. Look straight ahead and fix your gaze on a single point. Now, as you slowly turn your head to the right, your eyes must automatically move to the left at the exact same speed to stay locked on that point. This is an incredibly complex neurological task that forces the brain centers controlling your neck muscles and your eye muscles to coordinate perfectly, strengthening their connection. Remember to start gently. Our goal is to reduce tension and improve blood flow, creating the optimal internal environment for your eyes to thrive. Now, when it comes to any new physical activity like this, it's especially important for us to approach it with awareness. If this involves a new exercise routine, please remember to start gently and listen to your body. And as always, it's wise to discuss any significant changes with your doctor, especially if you have ongoing health considerations. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge, so you can make the best choices for your unique situation. The Vision Gym, actively training your eyes for strength and precision. We've fueled our eyes and released the tension around them. Now it's time to take them to the gym. Does that sound odd? We train our biceps, our legs, our core. Why not the very muscles that control one of our most precious senses? The conflict here is a passive approach to vision. We assume the eyes just work on their own, but your eyes are moved and pointed by 6 extraocular muscles, and like any muscle in your body, they operate on a use it or lose it principle. In our modern lives, we rarely use their full range of motion. We look forward at a screen, we look down at a phone. The muscles responsible for extreme up, down, and side-to-side movements can become weak and poorly coordinated. Let's think of these 6 muscles as a finely tuned orchestra. For you to have clear, stable vision, all 6 musicians must play their instruments in perfect harmony, controlled by the conductor, your brain. The problem is, A modern lifestyle is like asking that orchestra to play the same single boring note over and over again for decades. The violinists get lazy, the cellist falls asleep. The rich, dynamic symphony of vision becomes a weak, uncoordinated drone. Therefore, the eye exercises we're about to discuss are like handing that orchestra a complex and beautiful new piece of music to play. It forces every musician to wake up, engage, and coordinate precisely with the others, strengthening not only the individual muscles, but also their connection to the conductor. This brings us to our next key strategy: active eye training. First, we have directional movements. Keeping your head perfectly still, slowly move your eyes all the way up, then all the way down. Repeat this a few times. Then do the same from left to right, and then diagonally. The key is to do them slowly. It's easy to flick your eyes around, but slow, deliberate movement is what builds control and strength. Next, we have the near-far focus drill. Hold your thumb up about 10 inches from your face, or wherever you can focus on it clearly. Stare at your thumb for a few seconds, really locking in on the details of your thumbprint. Then shift your gaze to a distant object at least 20 feet away. Let your eyes relax into that distance. After a few seconds, bring your focus back to your thumb. Repeating this back and forth motion for a minute or two is like doing push-ups for the tiny ciliary muscle inside your eye, and helps improve the flexibility of the lens itself. Just like with the neck movements, it's crucial to start slowly. These exercises are surprisingly demanding for the brain. Do just a little bit consistently, and you will be rebuilding your visual orchestra, one note at a time. The ultimate secret: the 2-second reflex that rewires your focus. We have arrived at our final and perhaps most profound secret. What if I told you that one of the most powerful things you can do for your vision has less to do with training muscles and more to do with flipping a switch in your nervous system, and that you can do it in 2 seconds? The central conflict our vision faces is stress. Our body has 2 main operating modes, controlled by the autonomic nervous system. There's the sympathetic system, our fight or flight mode, and there's the parasympathetic system, our rest and digest mode. Here's the critical part. Your ability to focus clearly is a parasympathetic function. When you are stressed, your body is in fight or flight mode. Your pupils dilate to let in as much light as possible so you can see threats in your periphery. This is great for survival, but a wide-open pupil makes it nearly impossible to focus on fine details. Light scatters, and vision becomes blurry. This is why your vision gets worse when you're tired and stressed. Your body is stuck in that sympathetic, on-alert state. To understand the solution, let's imagine your nervous system is controlled by a light switch. For most of modern life, stress keeps that switch flipped to on. A bright, glaring, scattered light floods the room. It's hard to see details clearly in that harsh glare. We need a way to gently move that switch back to a calm setting, like a dimmer. Therefore, the simple action we're about to discuss acts as that dimmer switch. It triggers a natural, built-in reflex that tells your entire body it's safe to shift from fight or flight to rest and focus. This is the oculocardiac reflex, and we can activate it with a purposeful blink. Here is the ultimate secret. Once every hour, or whenever you feel your eyes getting tired, perform 10 special blinks. Close your eyes, and for 2 seconds, give them a gentle squeeze, just enough to feel a tiny bit of pressure. Then open. Close, a gentle 2-second squeeze, and open. That little bit of pressure on the eyeball is detected by a pressure receptor that activates a reflex. This reflex directly stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. 2 things happen instantly. First, the muscle that makes your lens rounder and thicker for close-up focus is activated. Second, the muscle that constricts your pupil is activated. A smaller pupil creates a pinhole effect, allowing light to land on the retina in a much more focused way, instantly improving the sharpness of your vision. By doing this simple blink and squeeze, you are manually engaging the rest and focus system. You are flipping the dimmer switch. It's a 2-second reset that calms your entire physiology and puts your eyes in the perfect state for clear vision. This isn't just an exercise, it's a direct communication with your nervous system. And there you have it, the ultimate secret. The simple 2-second blink that leverages a deep biological reflex to bring your world into sharper focus. It's so simple, it's almost unbelievable, which is precisely why we built up to it as our final reveal. Today we've journeyed far beyond the simple idea of getting stronger glasses. We started with our foundational pillar, understanding how to fuel your eyes from within with specific powerful nutrients. We adopted the effortless habit of the 20-20-20 rule to give our eyes the breaks they desperately need. We explored the surprising connection between a free spine and clear vision and took our eyes to the vision gym to actively train their strength and precision. And we finished by uncovering how to use a built-in reflex to calm our nervous system and sharpen our focus. Each one of these secrets is a powerful tool. Together, they form a holistic approach to nurturing and preserving the precious gift of sight. So, which of these insights resonated with you the most? Was it the idea of fueling your eyes with food, the simplicity of the 20-20-20 rule, or was it our ultimate secret, the powerful blink? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share which one you're thinking of trying first in the comments below. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others in our community find this information. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more health secrets tailored for us. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.